Thanks for joining us for today's episode of GirlExec. I'm Kristy here with my dynamic friend Isha. Today we're here to share tips for building a board of advisors for a career and life. We have both benefited from many advisors throughout our career and life and have found that at the end of the day, people love to share their perspective and feel like they could help others. So why not make the most of the opportunity to learn from them?
So, what is a board of advisors? Simply put, it's a group of people you've personally identified to provide perspective on certain areas of your career and your life. For those advising you around career, it's good to find people who feed into your strengths and your opportunities. And in terms of a mix, we recommend that you consider people who are inside of your company, but also people who are outside. Because honestly, company culture, politics, that inside knowledge can have some type of impact and sway in the feedback that you receive. These are just tips for your starting point, but you can think very broadly and creatively about how you form your personal board. We simply encourage you to be thoughtful because it really matters the type of impact and input that you're pouring into your career and your life.
So you may say, why would I take the time to build this board? And really, the brilliance of a board is having multiple perspectives on various situations. How you choose to engage them will depend on what you need and their respective expertise. A board, a board can help you with many things early and later into your career. Eliza Cox shared in a recent Muse article, board members can help you navigate and succeed in your job searches. They might, for example, help expand the range of jobs that you consider by highlighting synergies between your strengths and positions, or even have you consider fields that aren't on your radar. They might make connections and help you set up informational interviews or advise you on how to negotiate an excellent offer. And she went on to share even more ideas around how board members could help you refine goals and achieve them. Really think strategically to gain varied experiences within the same company. Again, many things. This may seem like a long list, but honestly, this is a very small representation of how a board can support your success.
So, how do you board? How do you build your board of directors? The first thing you want to do is clarify why. What is your intent for this particular board of directors? For instance, is it to solely guide your career? Is it a mix of personal and career? Or purely something personal like parenting? Just from a career standpoint, consider these three scenarios and how the need for your advisors could differ. Scenario number one, you're in your first 5 to 10 years of your career and you want to build skills and progress quickly to middle management in your company. Who could advise you on the skills you need to know at this early phase to fuel your growth? Or number two, you're preparing to become a parent and you want to figure out how to keep your career momentum while also making sure you're the best parent that you can be. Who might you want on your board as examples for that? Or number three, you've achieved many of your career milestones. You're looking at that last 10 to 15 years and you want to leave a legacy. Who might your board of advisors be at that time to best utilize those years of your talent? The variation of career phase and life stage matters, and it shows that when you think about a board of directors, people come into your life at certain times for different reasons. It's flexible, it's fluid, and we want you to know that that's expected and that's okay.
The second point is to identify people to approach. Just as a company identifies people with different expertise and networks, so should you. When building a board of advisors for your career, consider having someone who can provide each of these perspectives. The first is an industry career advisor. This is someone who has at least 10 to 20 years ahead of you, has worked in multiple organizations, and they can advise you how to grow your career and provide perspective that's really beyond your current organization and where you are in your own promotion and progression. The second is a company career advisor. So this is someone within your organization who can provide insight on how to build your career path within that company, build your internal brand, and accelerate your development and promotion. The next, I tell you, if you may not realize early in your career, but definitely mid and late career, a political or many political advisors. As you grow in your career, you'll find that navigating interpersonal and political dynamics is half of your job. Constructively cultivating those relationships and navigating politics takes immense insight and skill. We recommend having one or more people who could advise you in this way. The next is a work-life advisor. So we all have different life phases. As you move through these life phases of being single, a caregiver to parents, married, a parent, your priorities change. And it's extremely helpful to have career advice that balances all of your priorities when they're giving you that advice. And lastly, but very important, is a community or civic advisor. How do you want to contribute to your community? Who can advise you on how to get started and grow your impact?
So the next step is to have a plan for how you will engage your board of directors. This is very important. And there are multiple different ways. Are you going to have a casual and more situational or opportunistic relationship where you see this individual from time to time and you may grab them when you have a certain need that you want to discuss? It could be focused yet open. You're very upfront with that individual of the topical area you want to get their perspective on, but it's open. Again, it'll be when you have certain scenarios to bring to them. It could also be focused and very scheduled, if you will. You identify for them a topic, and again, we always stress, let people know how and why you need their help so they can be in that mindset. So you could have a certain topic and you could say, listen, I'm up for promotion in the next 12 months. So I'd like to meet with you once per month if your time allows to go through my progress and go through the different things that I'm trying to achieve over that period of time. So it's flexible, but we hope that this episode gives you perspective on why your board of directors is important, how to put it together, and how to manage those relationships for your success. Please share this with young professionals who are just starting out on their career who can benefit from that group of advisors. And as always, please subscribe to GirlExec, conversations to enrich your career and life.